Hi, I'm Jennifer Smith. I'm a Seint artist. Let's talk about your first application with Seint's 3D Cream Foundation. So now that you've got your makeup all ready to go, this is going to be your compact. I always recommend you get a main highlight color, a brightener color, a camo color, or a concealer color if you need it, a contour, and a lip and cheek. And then I always recommend getting a gloss lip and cheek as well as a satin. So that way you have some options. So today we're going to start with just our contour. This is the contour color Cedar. It is one of our new shades in 2023. And so I'm going to start with a detail brush. Every time I recommend brushes for your first application, I'm going to recommend these two brushes. This is the detail brush and this is the blush bronzer brush. So both of these brushes have great benefits. If you can only get one, obviously I'm going to recommend the detail brush because you can do a lot more with it. So we're going to start with the detail brush and we're going to use this end to do our contour. When you start with your contour, here's your color here. You're going to take and you're going to tap in to your makeup. You're not going to apply a whole lot because you're going to go light at first because contour can be scary, but it's not. So we're going to just do a little bit of contour and we're going to put it right underneath our cheekbones. Now, I've been doing this for a little while, so I know right underneath where my cheekbone is. But if you don't know, the easiest way to find it is to feel your cheek and kind of feel where your cheekbone is. And if your cheekbone is kind of where mine is, then you're going to put your makeup, your contour color, right at the bottom of your cheekbone. Not too high, not down here, because you don't want to get any more shadows down here. You want to create that illusion of having a higher cheekbone. So when you're using your contour, again, you're going to tap in. You're not going to swipe. That's really important for contour and for any of our cream makeup. So you're just going to apply this makeup, this contour color, right underneath your cheekbone, pressing it in, and you can apply it any way that you want. You can apply it with your finger, you can apply it with a brush. I like to use the brush for your first application only because it doesn't get too much product on your face. And then you're also going to blend as you go. So I find myself telling everyone that the easiest application is whatever's easiest for you. But for me, I like to apply my makeup and blend as I go. So I'm putting this contour color around my hairline on the top, under my cheekbones, and I'm going to apply it under my jawline. So when you're applying your contour to the top of your forehead, you want to look at where the peak of your eyebrows are and put your fingers there, and that's how you're going to put your contour on. So my contour goes on above my fingers and back. I don't really want to bring it down because you don't want to make your forehead dark. You just want to give it some dimension and some depth. So that contour color, now if you have a larger forehead, you're going to have more space to put your contour on. You're going to see other artists swipe it all the way across or whatever. It's really just going to be up to you and how you want your contour to go on. So I like to apply mine just in those corners of my face where I want that depth. And then as I stipple it on, I'm also blending it as I go. I feel like that makes the application a lot quicker. And then when you put it on your jawline, you're going to put it not down here so much, but right on that jawline where you want your jaw to start. So for me, I have a lot of excess skin down here because I have, jowls, as we call them in the South. I'm just going to apply that contour color right on top of those, right where I want to give that illusion of darkness to hide some of those extra skin. So again, I'm just tapping into the makeup and applying it right there. Now, when you get ready to blend your contour on your neck, you're going to want to blend it down. Both sides. Don't blend it up. You just want to blend it down. And all this does is make your makeup blend into your neck a little better. If you were like me and you have a tan décolletage and a lighter colored neck, this kind of bridges that gap between the two. You can also use bronzer color to do the same thing. So now that I've got my contour applied in all the places that I need it, you can see, and then I'm going to take and move on to my next color. Now, if you want to do your nose, we can do that too. I'm not going to do it today just because I want you to see the basic application so that you're not, trying to do too much the first time because it's a new style of makeup. It's completely different than what most people are used to. So the next step is I'm going to take the same detail brush. I'm going to use the smaller end and I'm going to go into my brightener color. So this is my brightener color here. If you're wondering what colors I'm using, this is Madrid, this is Cedar, this is Aura, this is Hazel, this is Golden Hour, and this is Sunshine State. So I'm going to take the small end of my brush and go into my brightener shade. Now my brightener shade is just used to brighten up the under eye area and maybe down the middle of your nose and your T-zone area. So right across here and down here. Not everybody uses a brightener color. Not everybody needs a super bright color. I like a bright brightener color. I want the underneath of my eyes to pop. I want to focus my everybody else's vision on my eyes more so than the rest of my face. So I'm going to take the small end of this brush and I'm just going to tap in. A little bit goes a long way, and I'm just going to apply it right here under my eyes. Now you'll notice I'm bringing it up past my eyes on both sides, and I'm not actually applying it right in the corners of my eyes. And the reason why is this skin under here is the thinnest skin that's on your face. And the more makeup you apply there, the heavier makeup that you apply there, the more you're going to see your fine lines and wrinkles that are underneath there. So you want to keep as least amount of product under your eyes as possible. So when I apply it, I'm applying the bulk of my product lower than my eyes. And then I'm going to take and blend it up. Just with that same brush, I hadn't got any excess. I'm just applying it and bringing it up instead of trying to apply it in the corner and bring it down. You always want to move the makeup up into the corners, and then you can blend it. You see the immediate difference it gives underneath my eye? And that's what your brightener color is for. Perfect. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to take the same end of my brush. I'm going to squeeze it to make it a little flatter, and you can use a different brush if you wanted to. I just don't want to use multiple brushes. I'm going to add it just a little bit down the middle of my nose, and I'm just going to bring that and blend it in with my finger. I'm just wanting to add brightness to the middle of my nose. I can also add it here to the middle of my forehead if I need to. And whatever's left of my brush, I'm going to put it on my Cupid's bow, just so it gives it a little more pronouncement, because I don't have a whole lot of upper lip. So, all right, that's my brightener color. That's all I'm going to use it for. If you want extra, you can add extra. If you want to do not a different color, or a different color, or maybe a color corrector first, you can do that. Sometimes that's what your camo color will be. So if you have really purpley or blue undertones under your eyes, I may have recommended Frenchie for you. You can put that on first and then apply your brightener color on top of it. But again, very little bit of makeup goes a very long way when it comes to Seint, because everything is very pigmented. All right, so now we're going to move on to our main highlight color. I'm going to switch brushes to the blush bronzer brush. I like the small bunny tail end of the blush bronzer brush to apply my makeup. If you want to apply it with your finger, you can also do that. If you want to apply it, if you're only using this brush, use this end to apply your makeup. It's going to be a little denser, so you're going to apply a little bit less makeup than you would with the blush bronzer brush. These two brushes are my go-to every day. I take these with me everywhere I go just to make sure that I have enough coverage. I don't really like a heavy foundation. I want it to look like I have makeup on, but I don't want it to look like I have makeup on, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to take this end of the brush. I'm going to go into my main highlight color, which is this color here. And like I said, this is called Hazel. It is new to the Seint world in the summer of 2023. And as you see, I'm just stippling this makeup on. I'm applying it in all the places that I need it to be. And then I can go in and blend it and feather it out when I need more or less. So I'm just stippling it on, which means you're just pressing it into your skin. And I'm going to apply it in all the areas that I didn't already put my contour or my brightener color. The more makeup you use, the heavier it can be. This is a buildable coverage. So I'm going to apply it, like I said, everywhere I didn't put my contour. So I'm going to put it in that area down on my forehead. And then right over here on top, this is where I get most of my blemishes at. So I like to put a little bit extra coating right there. And so that's all the places that I'm going to apply this makeup, or the main foundation color. And then when I get done, I'm just going to take and stipple more and blend it in with the other colors that are on my face. You can swirl, you can stipple. I like to stipple depending on how much coverage I need. Swirling is going to take a little bit of your makeup and make it a little bit lighter coverage. Stippling is going to keep your makeup in place and really press it into your skin. You'll notice I'm kind of staying away from my contour on my cheeks because I like to blend it in with my blush color. So now that I'm done with my foundation color, you can see I just blended that all in. I'm going to move into my lip and cheek color. So this is my lip and cheek color. Like I said, this is Madrid. And same end of the brush. I'm not cleaning it or anything. I'm just going to tap into Madrid. A little bit goes a long way. And if you like a brighter lip and cheek color, don't be scared of it. You can always over blend it and blend it out some. So if you'll see, I'm putting this on the apples of my cheeks and bringing it back to my hairline and blending it in with that contour. Madrid is probably one of the best colors that we have for blush. I think it's very underrated when it comes to people recommending it. It is almost, it can be like a peachy color depending on your undertones. It can be a really pink color depending on your undertones. It really can be for everybody. If you'll see, I'm just blending that in with my contour that's there already. Just like so. Now, a little bit extra. If you got a line brush, I mean a multitasker brush, you can do this. If not, you can apply just your Madrid with your finger and add it on. And you can be done. Okay, I like a lip liner, so I'm going to use my contour color again, which is Cedar, and use the multitasker brush and do a lip liner with it. Like I said earlier, I have very small lips, so I need a little definition in them, and it just makes it a little brighter, a little more pop of color. Now, if you did get a lip gloss color, like I said, this is Sunshine State. I love to use a matte color on my lips and then go in with a lighter or with a gloss on top. Just gives that little bit of shimmer. And that is your first ever basic Seint cream foundation makeup application. Really simple. It shouldn't take you more than 5 to 10 minutes to do it, especially the first time. You're looking at probably 10 minutes because you're going to be scared of it, but that's it. If you guys have any questions, or you need to get a color match, or you want to understand a little bit more about details about the colors that we choose for you or the makeup that you're using, please let me know. Like I said, that's it. So simple, one compact, your whole face, and one little palette.